guys, I thought you might want to draw again. So I put together a little something with flowers. Thought you guys might have fun with that. So I grabbed some computer paper and a pencil. I'll use a Sharpie too. And I grabbed some crayons and some different things. I'll show you what I did. So grab your supplies and come draw with me. All right, here we are. I've got my paper in portrait, which means that it's tall. That will give me lots of room for my flowers. And we can do watercolor when we're all done, or maybe you can use construction paper crayons or regular crayons. These two are with marker. This one I used a wet paintbrush just with water and moved the ink around like we did last week. This one's pencil, color pencil, and then this one is just marker and pencil. So even if you don't have color, you can still draw something amazing. And these two are oil pastels. Those are fun. So there's lots of different shapes of flowers that we could do. So maybe you will see one here that you really want to do. But I'm going to do this one. This is what ours is going to look like if you draw just like I do. But you can make any artistic changes and ideas as we go along. So I'm going to start in the upper corner right up here, and I'm going to start with this one. It's a nice one to start with because it's just a circle. So in my upper corner, just a nice big circle. To make these little shapes inside, these are just a little scallop, but what's really fun is they're just like a little hill. Bump, bump. And you just make them all next to each other. Bump, bump. Now I have to turn my page as I go around, and you can turn your page as you go to it. I think it makes it easier. Just keep going around, little bump. All the way around. Now remember, if I go too fast for you, or if you saw a flower you wanted to draw, you can always press pause where you can see it so that you can take your time. All right, next part of this flower is that middle, and it's kind of like a starburst. So I'm going to show you how I do that. The first thing I do is I draw a straight line coming down, and another straight line, but this time going right across the middle, almost like I drew the letter T. But then I'm going to draw another line going through those right through the middle, and in my last spot another straight line. I'm not done yet. I want to add some circles to it, so I'm going to add a circle in the middle, and I'm going to darken mine in, and I'm going to add little circles and darken all the way around. Okay, so the next flower we're going to do is going to just be a traditional flowers with petals. But yours doesn't have to stay traditional. You can add different shapes inside. Yours can be more squared off if you want. They can be skinny or fat, but I'm just going to do one like that. So I'm going to come here down below and draw another circle. That's going to be the middle of my flower. And to draw my petals, I'm just going to draw large arches. So an arch. And I'm going to make a lot of those, and I'm just going to work my way around. Now, I'm going to try to make them all the same size. That can be really hard, but you know what? Even if they're different sizes, it's okay. Just keep going. And you can stop there, or you can add a little detail if you want. I'm going to teach you guys how to draw this one. I like this one a lot. Let me show you how it is. So it is the bumpy shape, kind of like when we did here. Just little bumpy shapes. But I'm going to go around and around and around and around in a spiral. Let me show you how I did that. Here we go. So I am making little round arches. One right after another, all connected. Going around in a circle, getting bigger and bigger, going round and round, bump, 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 all the way around until I feel like, okay, I'll stop there. Yours may be big or small. All right, let me show you another cool one. I love this. This one is kind of a half oval shape. And I had some other ones that I want to show you that's a half oval too. What's neat about these is you can have your petals on the straight edge of your flower, or you can have no petals, or you can have petals that are on the curved side of the edge. So here we go. It's a large U shape. I'm going to put in a U, and I'm going to close it off with just a straight line. Now my U wasn't perfectly even on both sides, so I'm just going to line those up. And I'm going to add to that some petals. And again, these are just more arched shapes. So just a line with the curve around the corner and come back. And another one, and another one, and as many as that fit on your flower. Boom. And then of course we get to decorate this little area if we want. We can add some stripes or some zigzags or some curves if we want. You are the artist, you get to decide. Okay. Let me show you that same idea where we start with the U shape, but then we add petals on the curved side. So let me show you what that looks like. Let's go ahead and draw another U, but this time I'm making it really small, just so that I have lots of room for petals. And I'm going to close it off like I did the other one. And this time, instead of putting petals on the straight edge, I'm going to put petals on the curved edge. And remember, they can be all kinds of different sizes. They could be skinny and long or fat. They could be squished up shapes. Okay. And you can color these in however you want. You can add in some designs if you want. I'm just adding a line to each petal. I think one more I'll show you. I'm going to show you that even squares, rectangle shapes, we can still turn into an awesome flower. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to start with my circle in the middle. And I'm going to curve inside and keep going into a spiral. And then I'm going to add a rectangle to the side. And my petal is a rectangle. And I'm going to add lots of those. So even our flowers can be rectangles if we want. All right, we can add some lines with circles on the end, kind of like my starburst from that very first one. I'm just adding between each one just a little extra detail to make that super fun. Now you are the artist. You're going to come up with all kinds of great ideas. You can add different things. You can change it. All right, let me show you how to add the stems, because sometimes our stem will go behind the flower that's below it, okay? Because you can't see it. It's behind there. So let me show you how to do that. So the stem for this flower is going to go down. I'm going to bump into my other flower, but I'm going to hop over my drawing and pick it back up underneath. So that way I have my stem, but it doesn't mess up that flower. All right, let's add a stem to this one. Oh, I'm going to have to hop again. The stem is going to go hop. This one needs a stem. This one needs a stem. He's going to come out and curve and then go down. Hop. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Oh, this one has to go through a lot. Here we go. Hop. Hop. Boop. Well, looks good, but I think we have room for a few more things. Let's add a ladybug. So my ladybug is another arch. We have used a lot of arches today. So I had an arch for his body and a smaller arch for his head. My ladybug's happy. Some spots. Maybe some leaves. All right, another arch. Boop. and a smiley face shape that is the same size. And you have a leaf, arch, smiley face. Is that fun? Arch, smiley face. Arch, smiley face. And you can leave your leaves plain, or you can add a line, or you can add a line and some stripes, or you can add a line and some spots. Totally up to you, because you are the amazing artist. You can add a bee if you want, or a dragonfly, all kinds of ideas. So what I'm going to do is I want to show you what I'm going to use to color with it. I'm going to use crayons today. Now these are construction paper crayons, but regular crayons will work fine. But I want you to know that even if you have a set of crayons that you're like, oh, Miss Kenny, I don't have red or I don't have black, you can still make amazing art no matter what color crayons you have. So let me kind of show you a couple little tricks that I like. So I'm going to grab the blue. I want to show you the sky real quick. Now when I'm coloring my flowers, I like to use this end of my crayon, but when I'm doing like a big area, I'm going to use this area, this flat side, because it covers a lot of area really fast and it doesn't ruin the tip of my crayon. See how I covered so much area at one time? And I'm saving that special little pointy edge for when I'm doing the flowers. Okay, so that's one cool crayon tip that I really, really like a lot. Another thing that I really like with these crayons is, let me show you, oh, okay. If I come back and I'm going to use this front end and I push down hard, like I press harder, you can see that even though the sky and this area are the same color, by pushing down harder, it's now a darker blue. Isn't that nice? Let me show you again. I'm going to push down harder. Not real hard. I don't want to break my crayon, but just hard enough so that it's a little bit of a different color. Okay? Pretty neat. All right, I'm going to pause. I'm going to color this in, and I'm going to come back, and we'll talk at the end. All right, there's my final artwork all colored in with crayon. I wanted to show you a few more just to make sure that you saw them all. This was also done with crayon. This one was with watercolor. Look at that cool flower shape. So watercolor paint. These two are both marker. This one just regular marker. This one, after I outlined everything in marker, I went back with water and a paintbrush and got the ink wet and then moved it around. So it kind of makes it look like watercolor paint. Very cool. This one up here is just color pencil. And this one is just pencil and Sharpie. So even if you don't have colors, you can still come up with something awesome. And these last two, these were oil pastel. I hope you guys had fun drawing with me. I'm so glad I can get together with you guys again and we can draw. Hope to see you guys again, and I will see you next time. Bye.